Hey, you made it. Now, you're sure you want to do this? Yeah, come on. Well, you did seem a little hesitant. Look, I'm here, aren't I? Yes, you are. All right, first things first. What is that? This is part of the hurricane. Looks like something you use to vent your frustrations out on others with. I guess that'll give you some sense of relief and calm. Right. Holy, what is this thing? Oh. That's the Clubbell. It's the external force we use to amplify the resistance through which we develop Serenity in face of. Huh? It's what we work out with. Well, at least my arms and shoulders will get built up with all of this. It's been a long time since I've been able to exercise, just with how crazy and busy my life has gotten. Oh, they will, for sure. But we're gonna start in with a different focus today. Legs. Oh, well, it feels like it'd be more for the upper body. Besides, if we're gonna do this, that's what I wanna develop right now. I'm probably weaker than I should be. Actually, that right there hits your whole body very effectively. But based on our chat earlier, we're gonna start in on more leg-centric movements. Now don't get me wrong, it's important to strengthen the upper body, but that's the thing. Our lives often get crazy, busy, and overwhelming because we're trying to attend to all the important things that need doing, all right now. It's way too much though. In order to begin the journey towards a greater sense of, serenity within it all, we have to set aside the important, for now, to attend to the most important. Legs are the foundation from which all strength stems, so currently, most important. All right, well, show me what to do. Today, we're gonna do a warrior squat. Oh, hey, we were just gonna do some warrior squats. Why don't you join us? What was that? Nothing. With the warrior squat, it is done on one side and then you switch your grip and you do it on the other side. So today we're gonna learn it on the right side, and after you've done it on the right side, make sure to switch and do your other side to balance it out. As we're going to the right side, we're gonna have a right-handed grip. And the right-handed grip, when you're holding onto a single Clubbell, is you'll have the left hand down by the knob and the right hand up top. From here, throughout the movement, you wanna make sure that you maintain a long spine. So we wanna think like there's a string pulling us up nice and tall so that we remain with a long spine throughout. So whether we're upright or in this movement, when we hit that angle, we still maintain that long spine throughout. We're gonna have our shoulders packed, so pressed down so that they're engaging our lats. And as those are engaged, what it does is it connects the Clubbell and all of the weight and the exertion, the force that the Clubbell is applying to the rest of our body so that we can actually incorporate the whole body and feel it throughout. And from there, we wanna have our core engaged. Drop your tailbone. So as you drop your tailbone, you'll feel your core engage across the front. Now, when my core is engaged, I'm not holding my breath. Make sure you can breathe. We're just slight pull in of the navel, exhale, and you've got your strong core engagement. And then from there, make sure you feel yourself rooted to the ground. Strong grounding with the root so that we can effectively swing the Clubbell throughout the range. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with it on our shoulder. And it's going to be a slight pop of the shoulder off. And as we're doing so, we're applying a complementary grip so that we have one hand pulling down and one hand pushing up. It makes it easier to manage the weight. We're not trying to muscle the whole thing up with our arms. From there, up, And then we're going to step back with our right foot, and our right foot is going to be back in a warrior stance. And so from here, from the side, the way it looks is our front leg is bent, but our knee is directly over our heel, and our back leg is back, heels in line with one another, and our foot at a 45-degree angle forward. So this is my warrior stance. And as I go back, what I want to make sure is that I am turning, that I am opening in the hip. It's actually the hip of this front leg. So that as I go back, from here I step, and as I turn my torso perpendicular to my leg, it's actually, I'm rotating in the hip. I'm not rotating necessarily in my spine. There is core engagement required to turn your front to the side, but this is still maintaining all long spine throughout. So it's actually a big turn in the hip. So from here, we use our complementary grip to pop the club bell off. We step back to that 45-degree angle. We extend our arms out and forward so that we have elbow lock before the club bell comes down. We want to be extended out and through before it comes back up. We don't want this dropping down and jerking on our elbows. Neither do we want bent elbows throughout this, because then we don't have proper engagement of the club bell weight to the rest of our body. A lot of the force that's being exerted ends up coming across on the small tissues of our joints. We don't want that. So from here, pop up, I step back at that 45, I extend out, and then I allow this club bell to swing down. So we'll go from the different angle. Pop up, back, out. Now as I come down, I am getting that rotation in the hip so that now my torso, my core, my chest, my shoulders are all perpendicular to the front leg, to that knee pointing in the other direction. Now I want to watch that my knee doesn't come dipping in. We don't want it coming dipping in as we go. You keep that strong and you rotate in the hip. A lot of people, when they go through this, feel a massive opening in their hip. Some get pops. As long as you're not, don't force that. Only go to whatever range it can move into, and the more you do it, the more it will continue to loosen and open up. But people have had big releases from doing this in a very positive way. So from here, you're extended out and you come back. Now as I maintain my long spine, I'm going to let that weight come down, and you want to think of the weight almost aligning with your leg, with your spine, so that all of this is in one line. And then from there, once it's in one line, with the club bell swinging down and not swinging back here. We don't want to be bending in our spine trying to get that club bell back. We just want it to come right here. Down and 45 in line with the leg and the spine. From there, we've actually loaded our body to be able to effectively drive it back up. So what you're going to do is from this position, you're going to drive through your front foot as you pull that weight back forward. And it swing up and we step back to front. Club bell lands on our shoulder, on our traps, not on the bony part of our shoulder, on our traps. We absorb as we squat down. And then as you come up, we pop it off, down. Get one more angle here. Pop it off, back, squat, back, squat. And it's as I'm driving that foot through, that brings the weight up. I'm not muscling the weight. I'm driving through that foot and I'm engaging my hip, which if my shoulders are packed down and my elbows are locked out, will bring the weight up. When it's at its weightless point, that's when I draw it in, stepping forward, absorb the club bell onto the trap, squat, up. That's your drive, back in. For your warrior squat. Okay, you're all set. I'll leave you to it. What is that? This is part of my hurricane. Have fun.